Yeah.
Okay. Yesterday, we are done with the dropship configurations. And in case of dropship configuration, supply chain orchestration related three setups are there. Okay, so these three configurations are related to supply chain orchestration. I will explain you those three setups again today. So, if you go to the global search and if you just type dropship, if you type dropship, task list is nothing but this will contain more than one configuration, more than one task. If you click on the task list, you'll see three configurations mainly related to dropship. This configuration is nothing but linking our master organization with the supply chain orchestration system. Okay. And another one is qualifier condition. This is nothing but, which sales orders are eligible for dropship. Yesterday, I have created this qualifier condition yesterday, and this is optional configuration. Okay, I have mentioned in the file saying that this is an optional configuration. Okay, I mean, without this configuration also, you can proceed with the dropship. And third configuration is a dropship financial flow. In this dropship financial flow, basically, we are controlling mainly two things. One is the ownership. When you want to take the ownership back to you, so that is nothing but supplier ownership change event after you receive ASN from supplier or after AP invoice. I have not selected AP invoice because we don't create AP invoice, right? Did we perform the payable configurations, accounts payable configurations? No, we didn't.
No.
That's why I have not selected AP invoice. I selected ASN because we are able to create ASN from the inventory. And you have to establish the relationship between the selling business unit and requisitioning business unit. Okay. And since you selected the org as Hyderabad org here, all the costing entries and receipt accounting entries created under this organization. Okay. So these three are main configurations, and if you select your BU as a profit center BU, then only you are able to select the BU from the drop down here. Your BU should be a profit center BU. That's the first configuration. And second configuration is that profit center BU you have to add to the inventory organization. If you don't add to the inventory organization, that inventory organization, it will not display in this drop down. So if you don't do the first setup and second setup, then you are not able to perform this setup because you are not able to see your business unit. You are not able to see the inventory org also. Okay. And apart from that, so since from the sales order, automatically the purchase requisition get created automatically. So who is the default preparer for that purchase requisition? That we need to set up from the order management parameters. So if you go to order management parameters and if you search preparer for procurement, there you can enter a name, and against that name, against that person, automatically the purchase requisition is created. So that guy will become the preparer. Okay. And then sourcing rule and sourcing assignment, this is also optional setup. Okay, because if you enter directly the supplier in the sales order, then you don't need to configure these two. Okay, and if you configure these two, you have to refresh OPS, right? When you create a new ATP rule, when you perform any changes to the ATP rule, similarly, when you perform any changes to the sourcing rule, you have to refresh and start order promising server. Okay. And since we are creating a purchase requisition from the sales order, we have to enter the list price for the item in the item level. We have to add the list price at the item level. Any doubts in this configuration, team? Any doubts? Okay. And yesterday, I successfully tested. Okay, we are able to, this is the dropship order I created. And after I create sales order and after I submit the sales order, automatically system has created the purchase requisition. Okay, so it's working fine. So I'll show you again the cycle from the starting. I'm getting into my business user account. What is the role required to perform dropship sales order entry specialist? If you're having order entry specialist role, you're able to create all the cycles: standard sales order, bill only, ship only, return sales order, drop ship, back to back. Okay, all cycles you can execute, and you can also update the sales order, nothing but revising the sales order, canceling the sales order, duplicating the sales order. Okay, and navigating to the fulfillment screen, multiple screens. So order entry specialist is the main role. Okay, if you're having that role, you're having complete access to the sales order, nothing but order management. Navigating to order management, and again click on the order management tab icon. I'm creating a fresh order. I'm taking the same item only. Customer, and select the item. And enter the quantity. I'm entering 2 quantity. Okay, and click on the add button. And from shipping details, this is called shipping details. This is called pricing, billing and payment. This is shipping details. And here select the ship method. Okay, and you see here what ship method we selected. Just remember this, because you are selecting the ship method, right? That means you preferred or customer preferred to use this ship method. You have prepared, because in case of dropship, who is going to ship the product to the customer?
Supplier.
Supplier. Okay. This ship method is going to default into the PO, because we are informing the supplier to use the ship method to deliver the product to the customer. Okay. And I'm entering, it has September 10th, the requested date. And similarly, freight terms also, I'm selecting add freight, and other details I'm not entering. And in the supply, directly I'm entering the supplier name. Suppose in case if you don't see supplier from the drop down, that means what is the issue? You have supplier created already in the system, but that supplier is not visible in this drop down. Then what is the issue?
Collections.
Not on the collections. Okay. So if you select warehouse, that will become standard sales order, right? And if you select the supplier, that will become dropship. Item is same. Item is same. That's why if you remember, how system will identify standard sales order, dropship, it's based on how you enter the data in the sales order also. It's based on the item properties, and it's based on how you enter the data in the sales order also. Based on that, system will identify the orchestration and orchestration steps also. And I'm submitting the sales order 6112. Six double one two is our order number. From last 2 days, I see good count, almost 27 members I'm seeing. Earlier I used to see 23 members average. Now I see 27.
The sales order cycles, right, Krishna?
Okay, so there is no change in the header statuses. If it is any type of sales order, there is no change in the header statuses, but line statuses are different. So see, requisition is automatically created. Requisition, okay. And procurement, because if the requisition has to create means procurement setup should be completed, right? We need procurement configurations. For 53 batch, I'm done with the procurement. Procurement setups are available. Okay, so 54, since procurement module is not finished for you and you have not done the procurement module setups, you can use my login. You can use my login to practice these 2 cycles, dropship and next cycle also back to back, because dropship and back to back are linked to the procurement. Okay, I think you have my login, right? This user login you have. Okay, I'll give you, okay. So once we finish the procurement module, then you can set up your own configurations, and after completion of procurement, you try these 2 cycles with your configurations. I'm navigating to the fulfillment view, actions and fulfillment view. And I'm navigating to the fulfillment lines. And you can see the orchestration that's actually called. And if you click on the orchestration, you can see the dropship steps here. So you see, in case of standard sales order, schedule, reserve, shipping, and invoicing, correct? Here, schedule is the step. After that, procurement step. And currently the status is requisition created, and invoicing steps later finally. Okay. And most importantly, in case of dropship, if you click on the supply details, you'll see a separate section for dropship. You'll only see this section only for dropship. For standard sales order, you will not see this section. Okay. From which supplier we are sourcing the product? What is the requisitioning business unit? So this requisition business unit is identified from which configuration? Here. We created sales order under which BU? This BU. What is the requisitioning BU? This BU. So here for this sales order, the requisitioning BU is identified from the dropship financial flow setup. Okay, understood? Okay. And this is a requisition number, and we have to navigate to the procurement module to process that requisition into PO. I'm navigating to procurement. I think you know this step, right? Already in Minimax, we converted requisition into purchase order, right? But that was we did in demo instance, correct?
Yes, sir.
From the, I want to navigate to procurement. Where is that? Left, right side. It's in the middle.
Sir, already processed.
Towards left.
Starting.
Partner management.
One more.
Okay. This is starting. Okay. Beside the product management, it is there. Okay. Procurement. And if you want to create a requisition, you go here, but already requisition is created. We have to convert that requisition into PO. So for that, you have to navigate to purchase orders, and you go to process requisitions. What are the requisitions that need to be processed? Go to that screen. Navigate to that screen. And so this requisition, what is the requisition number in the sales order? Requisition number 34. This is requisition number 4. Remove the buyer and search business unit, search with the business unit. And we can enter the item also. Along with the view, we can enter the item. Requisition 34. You see requisition 4 only here. Same view. Our item is 101. Requisition, it's not showing up here. I'm suspecting is order also automatically created. I'm navigating to mayonnaise orders. And I would like to see if there is any PO created. I wanted to search based on the requisition number. Requisition number 34. REQ 34. From this requisition, is there any PO that created automatically? I'm checking. Yeah, that is a thing. Okay, it's not showing up in this window because it's already created a PO. Okay, because there are some configurations that there, if you perform those configurations. So from the requisition, we can create PO automatically also. If you want to create manually, you know the process, right? If you want to create manually, you know the process, right? So you're able to see the requisition here. You select the requisition, click on add to document builder, and enter the supplier and click on OK. This is how you create manually PO from the requisition. But in our case, because of some configurations, automatically PO got created. So when the requisition is already processed, it will not show up in this window. Understood? Understood,
Sir.
team?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So open this PO. Open the PO. This is the PO screen. And what is the ship method that we selected? The same ship method is defaulted here. Correct?
Yes, sir.
In the PO,
Sir.
that means, we are
Yes.
informing the supplier to use that particular ship method. Okay. And how we can identify or how we can differentiate normal PO with the dropship PO. Okay, so you can also see this location is whose location? Customer location. Right? Delivery location, here it is customer location. So our supplier has to deliver the product to this location. And also if you click on the edit button, and if you scroll down, you can see if you So third party location is nothing but this is not our location. This is not generally when you create a PO, when you are purchasing something, you enter your location. Okay, but here this is not our location, it's third party location. And what is the PO type here? Destination type is dropship. Destination type is dropship. And here you will also see the dropship sales order number also. Okay, I think that you're able to see from the schedule tab. I'm navigating to schedule tab. And I'm scrolling right. Yeah, you can see the PO destination type is dropship. And what is the sales order number? 6112. Okay, understood?
Yes.
So similarly, like how you are able to see from the sales order requisition PO number, similarly from the PO, you can see the sales order number also in the schedule tab. This is also one of the important entry question. Okay. So in case of normal POs, the destination type is going to be inventory PO or expense PO. But here destination type is dropship PO. Okay. And click on save. And also you can see the delivery date, what we selected in the sales order team. 10th September, right? The same delivery date is also populated in the purchase order. Okay. We are informing the supplier to deliver the product on September 10th. Save it and click on the submit button. The supplier is not approved for the ordered item. I think at the item level, somebody enabled use approved supplier property. Let me see. Navigating to product management, and I would like to see my item properties. I would like to open the item in inventory org. That's Hyderabad. And under the purchasing, I'm navigating to purchasing specifications. And use approved supplier is known here. You know, when you enable this to S, when you enable that to S, this item should be approved for this supplier to create order. That means we need to configure ASL setup. In the ASL setup, you need to establish the relationship between this item and this supplier. But I'm getting the similar error here. Oh, I think it's look like it's a random error, huh? Because I'm able to, it's look like I'm able to submit the PO for the approval. Why I got that error? Let me see. Hmm. Supplier is not approved for the ordered item or category. I'm verifying the ASL setup. Item level is good. I don't know issue with the ASL setup. Let me see. Main is approved supplier list entries. And, I fetch with this item. This item with the supplier is approved. See? So the screen is nothing but where we maintain the approved supplier information for the items. Nothing but simply you can purchase this item from the supplier. It's a repository of our items that we can buy from the supplier. Current status is approved only. I think the ship to location at the header level is empty, right? I think because of that we are facing the error. That's what I think. Let me just fill that. Because the error that we are getting it says category also. Item we verified. What is the category? Electronics. Category is electronics. I'm also creating a I'm saying, this category of items, this particular category of items, we can buy from this supplier. And it's approved for the business. And let me see. Category also I entered. Either one is actually fine. Whether if the item is approved for this supplier or category is approved with this supplier, either one is fine. But we created both here. Let's see. Now somebody modified this configuration. Somebody modified this configuration. 25th July. Ashish. Okay, so I'll tell you what is the issue. In the procurement, we can maintain because what is the buyer work? Buyer work is to place the purchase orders, correct? In the business side, I'm talking about in the business side. Suppose you are working under procurement department and you are the buyer. So what is your work, daily work? You have to procure the material. If you have to procure the material from the suppliers, means you have to place the purchase orders, correct? So you joined today. And how you'll know this item has to be purchased from which supplier? How you'll know? So if you come to the screen, in the screen you can enter the item. You can enter the item, and if you click on search, you're able to see, okay, this item can be purchased from this supplier, and what is the current status? Approved. Okay. So this status. So if any supplier is in approved status, here purchase order approval should be allowed, right? Allow purchase order approval. Sourcing document also, nothing but bidding also should be allowed. Somebody disabled these two check boxes. Okay. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Suppose you
Yes.
know later, if you don't want to do business with the supplier, what you can do from the approved status, you can change to any other status. Suppose you want to keep the supplier on hold. Okay, you keep the supplier on hold status. And here in the hold status, we are allowing PO? No. We are allowing PO? No. Okay. So here, you know, approved status is a default status. And this is also, this status is also seeded. Approved status is seeded and deboard also, I think, seeded. Deboard also seeded status. And new supplier is seeded or student created. It's also seeded. But review, I think this is created by the students. See? Understood? So approved. Now what we do initially, we can keep the supplier into new status. Later you can change the supplier to approved. And you know, if the supplier is not performing well, you can debar that supplier. Okay. So for the new supplier and for debarred supplier, we don't want the PO to be allowed. But approved supplier, we want the PO to be allowed. Okay. That is the issue. Okay, team?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Go to actions and validate. Now error is gone. See? Error is gone. And click on the submit button. PO 46, I submitted for approval. So normal PO, so normally when you create a PO, you will receive the stock, right? But in this situation, do we receive the stock?
No.
In the situation,
No,
we
sir.
receive the, because the delivery location is third party location. Is our internal location? No, right?
No,
No.
sir.
Delivery location is third party location. It's not our internal location. Now it is open. The status of the PO is open. This is header status. And I'll show you the line status also. The line status will be also open. Okay. This is in the system. Okay. Outside of the system, what will happen is you communicate this PO to the supplier. How you communicate? You go to actions, not actions. You click on view PDF and download this PO into PDF copy. And you can email this PDF copy to the supplier. Email this PDF copy to the supplier. This is manual. Okay. This PDF copy you email to the supplier. And supplier is going to start shipping the product to the customer location based on your PO. Because see, what is the shipping location here? Customer location. Correct? The ship to you see. Please send invoice to us. Please send. Bill to is nothing but please send invoice to us. But the ship to is the stock you please send to the customer location. And here, as a reference in the PO, we are also printing the sales order details also, corresponding sales order information in the PO. What product it has to be delivered to the customer, this item, and you know how much quantity and how much is the price. Okay. You can send this to the supplier. And supplier is going to deliver the product to the customer outside of the system. After that, the supplier is going to inform us by creating a ASN. What is the next step, team? We are done till here. Okay. Now we are going with the AP invoice or ASN?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
We are going with the ASN, right? Not with the AP invoice. Okay. Now we create a ASN. So to create a ASN, supply chain execution, navigate to supply chain execution and go to inventory management. Click on the task list and switch to receipts. Switch to receipts. Click on create ASN. ASN we are creating for which organization? This organization, because this is the requisition org and PO org. Select the org, enter the PO number, PO 46, PO 46, click on search. You know, we received ASN from the supplier. Supplier has emailed us and we are entering in the system. ASN is nothing but it's a notice to us about the shipment. Hey, I delivered the shipment to your customer. Okay, so your supplier is going to send this ASN document through email or maybe fax. We are entering that in the system. Enter the item and click on create ASN. Enter the shipment number, any number randomly you can enter. And how much quantity it is being delivered to the customer. In case order quantity is 2, but your supplier said that I delivered total 2 quantity. So enter 2 quantity and click on submit. So we receive ASN document physically through email or through fax. That details we are entering in the system. After ASN created, your PO status, change it to closed for receiving. See? The PO changed it to closed for receiving. Did we receive the stock physically? No. So since we selected the ownership change event as ASN, the moment you create ASN, automatically the status is changed to closed for receiving, both header status and line status, both. This is line status, this one. And similarly, your sales order status also is going to change it to shipped. The line status is going to change it to shipped. Why it is in error? Because next step is invoice. Our business unit is not configured for invoicing related setup. That's why you see the error. What are the next steps? Next steps is for the PO. Again is the PO, we create AP invoice. Because again is the PO, we need to make the payment to the supplier, right? We create AP invoice. Again is the sales order, we create AR invoice. And we receive the payment from the customer. So in case of dropship, you know, we have a margin. Margin in the sense, suppose to the customer, suppose if you sell the product for 100 rupees, we buy from our supplier for 90 rupees only. That means here you will pay 90, but here you are receiving 100. The 10 rupees is the margin in case of dropship cycles. Okay, understood?
Yes.
So now
Yes,
we are
sir.
done with the ASN. The next steps are these only, AP invoice and AR invoice. Okay. You know, if you select the supplier ownership change event to AP invoice, then you don't need this extra step. This is actually an extra step. In the dropship financial flow, suppose you selected supplier ownership change event as here. You know, if you select AP invoice, then no need of ASN setup. This is not required. Okay. But I have not selected AP invoice. Since the reason I'm not able to create AP invoice from the payable module, we don't have setups. That's why I selected ASN. In real time, you can suggest AP invoice only. ASN is not required. Otherwise, you know, ASN is an additional step that need to be created by the business user for every dropship PO, every dropship sales order. Because anyway, we need to create invoice, right? This we cannot avoid, right?
Yeah.
Invoice anyway we have to create. Okay, so you go with this approach. This approach you can avoid during the real time because it's an extra step. Clear with the dropship? Understood? Now, scenarios on top of the dropship. Scenarios. sales order you created for 100 quantity or maybe 10 quantity. And the purchase requisition is also created for 10 quantity. PO also created for 10 quantity. But the product is not delivered to the customer. It's not delivered. Okay, we create a PO, we inform about the supplier, but supplier is yet to deliver the product. So customer called us and he said, no, I don't want 10 quantity. I would like to increase or I would like to decrease. Because before the shipment, customer has all the flexibility to, and if the product is already started shipping, we cannot do anything. But the product is not started shipped to the customer. Customer called us and he is requesting to decrease the quantity to 8. Then what about this respect to documents? Understood the question, right?
Yes.
Purchase order we have to change manually by informing the supplier. Requisition will automatically change, I guess.
Both
Krishna.
will automatically get updated the moment you update the sales order. And how you can update the sales order, you have to create a revision, right? You create a revision and update the quantity, and if you submit the sales order, requisition and PO quantity will be automatically updated.
Okay.
Okay. This is one scenario regarding the quantity. Regarding the date, customer requested 10th September initially. Now he would like to, now this 10th September will become the delivery date in the PO, right? But
Yes.
now he is requesting for 20th September. Then
Again, we need to
the
create
PO.
a version of sales order, right?
Same, if you update the date in the sales order, that will automatically update your PO also. If you perform any changes to the sales order, it will automatically update the respective documents also. Okay, so this is about schedule ship date. And other scenario is delivery location. Initially, customer asked for ABC location initially. Initially, delivery location is ABC, but later he wants to change it to XYZ. These are all real-time practical business scenarios only, right? You think in a customer shoe, customer way. You think like a customer. You have not received the product. You want to change the quantity. You want to change the delivery location. You want to. These are regular cases only, correct?
Yes.
So delivery location, customer would like to change from ABC to because XYZ. What happens if you update in the sales order? Will it update in the purchase order or not? It will automatically update. What about ship method? Yes, if you change the ship method, it will automatically update in the PO also. What about cancellation? If you cancel the sales order, will the PO cancel? Requisition will be cancelled. PO cancelled. Cancel. Okay. Okay. Yes, it will be cancelled. What about if you cancel the PO? Supplier said initially he's going to deliver, but later after 2 days he said he cannot deliver. So you have to cancel the PO. In that case, what will happen to the sales order? What will happen to the purchase requisition? Huh?
Sales order will not get cancelled.
Yeah, sales order will not get cancelled. What about purchase requisition?
No, it will not get cancelled.
Purchase requisition also it will not cancel. But in the purchase requisition, in the PR, system will create additional line. Initially, line 1, whatever you converted into PO, that will goes to cancel status, and automatically system will create a line 2. Line 2, it will create. And you can pick up that line 2 and you can create a PO to another supplier. Understood? That line 1 you cannot process to another supplier, it's cancelled. The system has automatically created line 2. For line 2, you can create a fresh PO to another supplier. This is the behavior. But I want all of you to try all these behavior, these scenarios. You have to know how the system is working and how the system is behaving. Because during the implementation or during the support project or when you are giving training to the business users, you should also train on all these things because they should aware, right, how the system is working, how the system is behaving, right? You should train them. Because they daily what they do, daily they do all these things only. They face all these situations daily. So you should make them aware how the system is going to work and what is the way to operate the system. You should guide them. That's why you have to practice all these scenarios. I think in the LMS portal, scenarios also have given to practice for the standard, dropship, and back-to-back. Now, if you go to the blog section and if you go to SEM blocks, sales order, this is entry questions. And you see here, sales order scenarios. Scenario-based entry questions. You know, these questions are asked in the interview. Now it's not interview. You can give any answer, but if it is interview, you should give the right answer, right?
Yes, sir.
So you have to try these scenarios. This is sales order scenarios. Okay. And 11 scenarios I have given, but you know, when you are practicing these 11 scenarios, you'll get other thoughts also. You'll get other thoughts also. Okay. And next to dropship. For dropship also I've given some scenarios. I think from 12 to 21. 10 scenarios on standard sales or 10 on dropship. And again, I will leave 10 on back-to-back. Okay, totally 36 scenarios are there, including 3 cycles. That means 12, 12, 12. So if you try these scenarios, you'll get additional scenarios into your brain. Not only just doing a normal flow. Normal flow, you know, even a school guy also can do it. If you train a 10th class guy, he can also do it. 10th class guy. Creating a sales order, step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5. That should not the way you practice or understand the application. That is not the way. And also you should understand the importance of each configuration. Each configuration that we did in the application. What is the purpose of that configuration? Where that configuration is used? Okay, suppose I asked you to select some setup like that. I asked you to select some setup as yes. So you practice as yes. Later you think, if I select no, what will happen? So SAR said yes. Okay, I did the practice by selecting yes. If I select no, what will happen? You need not to follow me. Okay, first time you follow me. First time and second time you follow me. Later on, you have to think yourself. If I do like that, what will happen? If I do like this, what will happen? Not just in a single direction, your thoughts, you should think in a 360 direction. Okay, so tomorrow we can finish a back-to-back cycle also. Tomorrow. In case of back-to-back cycle, no, only the difference is in case of dropship, what we are doing, we're asking the supplier to deliver the product to the customer, right? In case of back-to-back, only the difference is, you know, after PO created, we receive the PO stock. We receive the stock, and from our warehouse, we perform picking and we perform shipping to the customer location. So what we are doing, okay, we are not maintaining the stock. In case of standard sales, or what we do, we maintain the stock. That's why we directly pick and ship. But here we don't have a stock. That's why we are converting into supply and we are receiving the stock, and the stock we are picking and shipping to the customer, and later is same. AP invoice and AR invoice, they're common. AP invoice to supplier, AR invoice to the customer, and make the payment, receive the payment from the customer. Make the payment to supplier, receiving the payment from the customer. That is common. This is B2B, back-to-back sales order. Okay. This I'll cover tomorrow. Back-to-back, it's not having any, underlying configuration. In case of dropship, we have 5 to 6 setups. But dropship, no additional setups for dropship. Sorry, no additional setups for back-to-back. Only one setup is there. 2 setups are there. One is item level. We need to enable B2B to S. And in case of back-to-back, sourcing rule is mandatory. In case of back-to-back, sourcing rule is mandatory. This is mandatory. Why it is mandatory, I'll cover tomorrow. Okay. So in case of back-to-back, actually, in case of standard sales order, what is the source? We ship the product from our warehouse, right?
Yes, sir.
In case of dropship, what is the
Supplier,
source?
sir.
Yeah.
Supplier. In case of back-to-back, what is the source?
Our inventory.
Our inventory.
Our inventory, right? But we are also purchasing from the supplier, right? So this is a problem in case of back-to-back. So that's why, we have 2 sources. We are getting from the supplier, and we are also shipping from our warehouse. 2 sources are there. That's why, in the sourcing rule, you have to mention one source. That is, you have to mention supplier here. And in the sales order, you have to mention the inventory order. The inventory order, you have to mention. So from this supplier, see that?
It's on.
Yeah, can you please mute yourself? Please concentrate in the class also. You're doing something other than listening to the session, I believe. Please concentrate on the class. Here in this case, in case of back-to-back, the sales order should create a purchase order, right? Correct? The purchase order, it is created from the supplier that you mentioned here. You mentioned ABC supplier. So your sales order is going to create a PO against which supplier? ABC supplier. So from which organization the product should be delivered, that you will mention in the sales order. I mean, from which organization you want to ship the product to the customer, that you have to mention in the sales order. You understood, right? The
Yes.
shipping we are doing from here, and supply we are getting from the ABC supplier, which we entered in the sourcing rule. That's why sourcing rule is mandatory in case of, suppose you don't have a sourcing rule. Suppose if you directly enter supplier here, supplier, let us assume supplier is ABC. Then this will become?
Dropship.
This will become dropship, right?
Yeah. Dropship.
You directly entered the supplier here. That will become dropship. Or you enter the inventory order. That will become?
Standard
Standard
sales
sales order.
order.
Okay, that's why, we need to have a sourcing rule here. Because we have to mention to which supplier the PO should be created. And system will create a PO against that supplier. And we receive the stock, and after that we ship the stock to the customer from the org that you entered in the sales order. Okay. So this is required. And once we configure this, we can try the back-to-back cycle. Any doubts? Any questions, please?
Krishna, in drop shipment, like how it get created, like auto purchase order, like we have to choose the buyer, right? Because this requester is different from buyer, right? So
Yeah,
how?
as I mentioned, for automatic PO creation, some setups are there.
Okay.
If you perform those setups, then system will create a PO automatically.
Okay.
So those setups, that topic I'll cover in the procurement module.
Okay, Krishna. Okay, sure.
Here you see, no, not that. This is procurement document. Here. This is automatic PO creation. Okay. So the buyer, you're talking about buyer, right? That buyer will enter in this setup, the default buyer. Okay, when the PO automatically created, the buyer it will pick up from this setup, default buyer setup. Okay.
Okay.
So these configurations, agreement is required. That's it. Only these two. Default buyer, and there should be an agreement. And there should be a checkbox which is enabled to create a PO automatically from the requisition. See here, imported requisitions. For the imported requisitions, I want to create order immediately. This checkbox, these three setups are required for the PO to be created automatically. Enable this checkbox, create an agreement, and enter the default buyer. That's it.
Understood, Krishna.
Anyway, this I'll cover during the procurement. This topic is in the list to be discussed.
One more, Krishna. If my client is asking any changes to sales order, like see when you said like when item quantity has been increased, automatically it will reflect into the purchase order. But buyer will not have the notification saying that hey, this particular PO has increased.
No. So you configure approvals, right? The moment you configure the approvals, is there any changes happen to your PO? Approval notification is triggered.
Okay.
That approval notification is a notification to the buyer or notification to the other fellows. Because here I'm talking about decreasing the quantity. Okay, in case if you are increasing the quantity, somebody should approve it, right? Because you cannot simply, the system should not honor that.
Yes.
We
Okay.
configure approvals in such a way the buyer will receive the approval notification to approve the changes in the PO, and his manager or concerned people also. Similarly with the sales order also, if you revise the sales order, you're expecting somebody approval, of course that can be configured.
Okay, Krishna. Okay.
Manoj, you have not written Google review.
No, I have written,
You
Krishna.
written? Okay.
Yeah, long back.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Those who has not written Google review, kindly write it.
Sir, can I ask one generic question? Okay.
Tell me, sir.
We are importing the requisitions from either dropship or min-max planning or whatever
Correct.
it is. We are
Correct.
giving the list price.
Correct.
But already, if costing is there, means for the item costing is, suppose is 100 INR is there.
Okay.
While creating manual requisition, that 100 INR it will come.
So see, cost it will not be used during the sales order price or PO price. It will not be used. The item cost.
Okay.
So, the list price that you are giving, that is used in the purchase requisition.
Yes.
Only. Okay. And PO price also. PO price also, first preference is agreement.
Yes.
Coming to, so PR, always it is from the list price only for PR. Okay. And for PO, the first preference is agreement. In the agreement, if you have a price, then it will take the agreement price to the PO. Otherwise, it will also take the list price only. Okay.
Okay, sir.
And later, do you know PPV, right? What is meant by PPV?
Purchase variance.
Price variance. Purchase price
Yeah.
variance. What is that? Difference between your item cost and PO price. Your item cost is not your PO price.
Okay,
Basically, item cost is our company cost. Our company cost. And PO price, what is the market price? What is the supplier price?
okay,
Okay,
okay, sir.
clear?
Yes, yes.
Narasimha, do you have any institute?
No, sir, I joined one time for this my friend class. I mean, that is ERP. I'm giving to the ASCP training for them.
Uh-huh.
So I joined that one. So I don't know. It is coming like this from last 2 days.
Okay. You have to, I think your Zoom is signed in. If you can click on the sign out
Yes,
and
I.
join, then in the logo also it will not display.
Okay, sir. Okay. I will do. Actually, last since 2 days onwards, it is showing that institute name.
Okay. Last
Okay.
2 days it's showing institute name.
Yes,
And
yes, yes,
it's
yes.
not showing institute name, your name only, but logo is that institute logo because
Correct, correct.
you
I
already,
renamed, sir. in the-
you already signed into that account. If you log
Okay.
out and if you join the meeting, it will not display their logo.
Okay, okay, okay.
I
sir.
don't have
Thank you.
any issue. It's up to you. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
You are giving a EBS ASCP training, huh?
ACP and WMS I'm giving to my world colleagues, sir. Those.
Okay. Any other questions? Practice status, can I check? Excellent. What is this? One email, huh?
Sir, I got error, sir, while creation of sales order.
Pricing setups. Issue with the pricing setups. This error even I got. This error even I got. Right, team?
Yes, Krishna.
What do you need to do? So when I'm also trying the sales order, I got totally 3 errors. One is the currency error. This is currency only. See, currency is not defaulted here. One is currency error, then bill to location error, then pricing error. 3 I got. I explained how to troubleshoot during the class. Ankaya. Hello, please
Okay,
respond.
okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Please check that.
Okay, sir.
I clearly mentioned in the class also that if you face similar kind of errors, I won't help you. Please concentrate. I also announced in the class.
Okay, sir.
Think
I
you
will
are there
check
in
it.
that class?
I am here, sir. I will check it, sir. I
Please
will
check
listen
it.
the class. I will go through the class and I will check it, sir.
Please check it again.
Okay, okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Please enter the customer also and see it. Please enter the customer. Currency should default here. Currency is empty right now. Okay. And verify
Yes,
your
sir.
pricing setups also.
Okay, sir.
Please try it and let me know if you still face issues tomorrow. Okay.
Sure, sir.
And I asked the team to prepare answers for the interview questions also. I don't know how many of you started. Please start it. Practice attending the classes, practicing the application, interview preparation should happen parallelly. Should happen parallelly after the class. So class will take 3 months time. After that practice, it will take 2 months time. After that, 2 months for the interview preparation. In these 8 months, you'll face some other problems. Some other problems in the sense somebody is not feeling well. You're not feeling well. You'll get a break. Or you have a travel plan, something. You get diverted. When you people are planning to meet me? All are busy?
You can tell us on date, sir.
16th is okay? Not this Saturday, next Saturday.
Sir, next week, sir, and means after 17.
You see my screen? You see my cursor on the calendar?
Oh, sir. 16th is not okay. That's why I'm asking.
Okay. What about others? It's up to your wish.
Krishna, I'll be in Chennai, so when I come to Hyderabad, I'll meet you.
Okay.
I am in also Chennai, sir.
Sir, location, sir?
Begumpet, Hyderabad.
Begumpet. Okay.
Right now, I'm
Okay,
taking classes from Begumpet only. I told you, right? I started a staffing company.
Yes, sir.
I'm coming to office regularly here. Otherwise, after completion of the classes, if I start from my home from KPHB to Begumpet, it's taking 1 hour. So I'm reaching here 11:30, and immediately coming here, having some lunch, and then talking to the team, and then I'm not able to do much work in the office. That's the reason I'm starting a little early from the home. I'm taking the classes from here itself. Now my team is going to start coming to office from 9:30 so that I can immediately work with them.
Actually, I'm from KPHP, sir. But right now I'm in Vijayawada. That's
Okay. Team, I'm slowly, progressing the things further. If you gain the knowledge, I'll support you. I'll help you for the placements to my clients, to place it with my clients. Okay. But without your having good knowledge, I cannot refer you to any company. Because even though if you're having a company, you tell me, will you take a candidate if I say take it? Because you are the one who should pay the salary every month. It's not a one-time charity, right? Every month it's going to become every month a charity if the candidate is not performing well. That's why if you're having subject, I can refer. So that, it will be useful to the company also. Otherwise, they cannot pay you freely. So everything is with you. Okay, I'm giving a good subject and content and good interview question answers, real time, everything. And I'm trying to help you with the placements also. It's up to you. Everything is in front of you. Okay, so it's up to you how you are able to mold yourself to gain the job as quickly as you can.
Krishna, those who stay in other states.
That's okay, madam. If you stay at anywhere, no problem. Okay, if you have a good knowledge, let me know. I'll take one mock-up and then I will process your profile to the companies. Okay, those who are in Hyderabad, just come and meet me once. I mean, whichever day is okay, because it seems to be one day is not is not okay for all of you. So, whichever day you think you're able to come down, you can come. Okay, you can ask Padma, she will share you the location and you can come here. Okay, I'll meet you in person. But again, don't waste my time by coming here. If you're sincere, come, otherwise don't come.
Timings of the office, sir?
You understood what I'm saying, right? So after
Yes.
coming here, if you request, I can't do anything. If you have a good subject and knowledge, come here so that I can help you. If you ask me one time hello, I can do it. Suppose if I refer you to a company, that company should pay you every month. Just think you are having a company. Will you take a good candidate? Will you take a worst candidate? Huh? Somebody referred. Will you take a good candidate or worst candidate? Tell me. Timings.
Good candidate.
Good candidate only, right? Because otherwise, how can you pay every month? It's not a
Yes.
one-time help. If it is one-time help, at least maybe we can think of it. So that's why don't waste my time. If you're not sincere, if you're sincere, come down here. I'll help you. Okay. I'm available here between morning 10 to evening 5:30. Okay. So Padma, coordinate with Padma. She will tell you my availability. Okay. She will also come to office after maybe 2 weeks. She will also start coming to office here. Okay. Thank you all. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Thank you, sir. Sir, tomorrow is festival.
Krishnashtami, madam.
Yes, sir.
Krishnashtami holiday you want? Sorry, madam. For Krishnashtami, I cannot give. Nagula Panchami, Krishnashtami holidays, I cannot give. Sorry,
Sir.
madam. Hello.
Sir.
Madam. Nirija, don't mind. Okay.
It's okay. It's okay,
Catch
sir.
up the video. Okay?
Yeah, because you told us, right?
Main festival I can give because the other week we have Ganesh festival. Not this week, the other week. 18th, I think, right? Yeah, that day I should give you. That day I won't take the class. That main festival we can consider.
Yeah, okay, sir.
Not Nagul Panch. Okay. Navina, tell me.
Sir, I have sent you a resume. Could you please check when you have time and let me know, sir?
I replied you also already. I replied to your email.
You said we'll review it in the class, sir.
So your resume is completely ready?
I mean, as of my knowledge, I have put it.
Did you review that OM methodology video from that folder?
Yes, sir, I did.
And did you review the roles and responsibilities document from that folder?
I mean, most of it I did, sir, but I could have missed out few things.
Okay, let me share my screen. What I'm saying is, in the OEM methodology, you're saying OEM methodology video you watched?
Yes, sir. Video I watched.
Video you watched, right? And what about the roles and responsibilities document? How to prepare? All this, this one. OEM methodology. Under this, did you verified all these documents, madam?
Requirement gathering I've gone through, sir.
All you verified, okay?
Okay.
And did you verify these two documents also? Roles and responsibilities document?
No, sir, I did not.
Okay. So once you complete that folder, that folder.
Okay.
Review everything, then only you are qualified for the resume review.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Finish everything from this folder, then ask me.
Sure, sir.
Then I will review your resume. Accordingly, you prepare and update your resume, and after that I'll review. Okay. Same thing happened with the Syed also. I think you were there in yesterday's session, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I think you heard the discussion between me and Syed, right?
No, sir. I've logged off early. I mean, after the session, I've logged off. So.
If you log off early, you have video, right? You can catch up that video.
Okay, sir.
He also does not prepare resume properly. I asked him to review this folder. Then he did properly.
Okay, sir. I'll do it.
Okay. And team, I'm telling you, separate resume preparation sessions I cannot. In the class only should be completed. Once you are free, if you ask me to review your resume or prepare your resume, I won't help you. You have to finish in the class only. Later, if you call Padma, can you ask her to review? It will not happen. Okay? I'm telling you many times. Because I don't have a separate, this is the time that I dedicated for you. Utilize that time. If you ask me separately, left, later, and after 1 month, after 2 months, I'm not available. If you want any resume preparation help, take it now itself. Okay? Thank you all. See you tomorrow. Bye.